Hi there, it's Hannah here, also known as Singin' Hin, and this month it's March, just in case you hadn't noticed. The month of March hares and of madness and of all things bonkers. However, it's also World Speech Day on the 15th of March, and for that reason I thought we'd spend this month looking at sounds. So did you know that there is actually an entire alphabet dedicated to sounds? So think about the English language and the fact that the letter C can sometimes be spoken and sounded as a k and sometimes as a s, where there's two different sounds there, the sound k and the sound s. So we're looking at these sounds, so we're putting to one side the English alphabet and looking at what we call the International Phonetics Alphabet. I'm not going to get too technical, but what I am going to do is put some of the examples up here so that you can see and get a bit more clarity on what the heck I'm talking about. Don't get too bogged down by it though, this is more about the general ideas. So you've all actually probably seen the International Phonetics Alphabet in one way or another. If you've ever opened a dictionary, you know those big thick book things. They're usually either in square brackets or in forward slash parentheses almost. And that gobbledygook there is what we call the International Phonetics Alphabet. And each letter there represents a sound. And it's telling you how to say the word. So, for instance, dictionaries, spelt like this in English, is actually spelt like this in terms of sounds. So these sounds can actually move across different languages, and we always have a lot of overlap. So think about English, and then my second language, so it's always my go-to, would be Swedish. So there's a word there, körsbärs. Now, it might be a weird word for you, but at the end of the day, the sounds are sh, bear, sh. You could spell it in English reasonably simply. It's actually spelt like this in Swedish. It means cherry. But there's other similarities, and these are great for other words. So in Zulu, there's the sound that same sound is in Welsh, and in Zulu there's a place I used to live called Umhlanga Rocks, and that's spelt like this, HL for that sound. And there's a place also near where I used to live, different place, called Llanelli near Swansea, and that's spelt like that with a double L. So sometimes the sounds are the same, but the letters that we use, the different languages use different letters to show those sounds, which is why we have one central alphabet. So why am I telling you all this? Well, because now I want to look specifically at vowel sounds in English. Don't worry, no more Zulu, no more Welsh. And if you're really lucky, no promises, no more Swedish, no promises. So then, let's have some audience participation while we talk about vowels. Neil!
Hi.
On the spot. Tell me, what are the 5 vowels in English?
A, E, I, O, U.
Awesome. A, E, I, O and U. Now, they are the only vowels, aren't they, in English? But that is in written English. When we write, we only have those 5 vowels as the rule for our language written down. And if you remember, we were talking a bit about music as a language last week. And I'm still last month, and we're still kind of talking about it. However, when you were young and you were taught the alphabet, can you remember, were you taught them as a different vowel sounds or different sounds?
So it was A, E, O, A.
There you go.
Think about it.
I know, isn't it? Like, oh, it's so long ago. A, I, O. And we actually still use those vowel sounds, because think about I, fish, O, clock. But we still use those other vowel sounds as well. A, train, E, tree. So what I'm trying to get at is that we might only have 5 written vowels, but in actual fact, we have 10 vowel sounds so far. We also have quite a few long vowel sounds. Think of E, R, oo, those kind of sounds. And notice how they're just one sound that we're holding, E, R, ooh. We're not moving our mouth after we've started. There are also what we call diphthongs. And diphthongs, spelt like this, are when you have two vowel sounds together and you slide from one to another. And it's what we do automatically, especially as native speakers. Often people are taught these diphthongs if they're second language speakers to be able to really get your head around them, because it's literally, these sounds are quite an English specific thing, and different languages will have their own different vowel peculiarities. But for us, some of these diphthongs are A. Look at how my mouth moves. A. I've gone from an sound to an I sound. A. So that is moving from one to another, as opposed to one of those long vowels, which would be E. Notice how I haven't moved my mouth. Why am I telling you this? Because I like to blow people's minds, partly. But also because I want you to be aware and watch what's happening with my mouth and how much I'm moving it to get to those vowels. That is something we're going to talk about in a few weeks' time though, so stay tuned. Bye.